me through the new mic? I want to make sure it's worked. Just someone sound off for me that like you can hear me in the comments, just so I know these mics are okay. There you go. There you go. We know where it's working. Welcome to my final game of the season, or this half of the season. Penn State Berks final game this half season. We're here. It's December 5th now, 2025, and we're fastly approaching what is the end of the 2025 DVCHC season. We've had a lot of fun here. For my Alvernia folks who I was with last year, if you're tuning in, you know we had so much fun, especially when we went to championships. So we're gonna have a little bit more fun before all is said and done here. Penn State Berks is taking on the Susquehanna Valley Riverhawks. Should be a fun contest for this group, and this group is, you see it every game. They're getting better and better with their game, and with the limited capacity that they have, of course, to play based off of personnel, they make it all work out. Headed up by a familiar face for Alvernia, Coach Steve Rowe. He's originally played for the Alvernia Club ice hockey unit back in their first ever season. Played with them all throughout college, and now he's back here coaching at Penn State Berks. The Blue Lions looking to notch their first win and home win before we get to the end of this half of the season, though. I thank all of you, though, for tuning in for this very last broadcast before we call off 2025. Thanking everybody who's been here along the way and all the people who have supported the Frozen Puck, of course. There you go. My brightness is up. Okay. And here they come. We're going to get a quick angle of the players. I want to see Leo Johnson skate out here. We'll see Berks in their official home uniforms. I don't think, did I get a look at, I think I got to look at the Berks home uniforms in the, I think it was the Altoona game. And I think we got to look at the aways during the Kutztown game. So this will be a second good look at the home uniforms. It's a full roster this time. Gavin Pugh has joined back up in the lineup. He was there, obviously, at the East Coast Showdown. Of course, I wasn't able to do all of the Penn State Berks game in that time with other commitments. But you know this roster very well. I've called them a couple times. You got number 97 in the back, Gavin Pugh, Zima Strunk, Baker, Leo Johnson. Kepley still playing forward for a little bit longer here.
5 minutes later.
And of course, Crawford. And then how could I, of course, ever forget Lentz? Of course, Kyra Lentz was our first goal highlight for the Kutztown game. Had a drive down ice one-on-one time with the goaltender, and, you know, you got to love that. So a team that's battled through it all. They battled through tons of minutes. They battled through tons of shots. And, you know, no matter what the result is of this game, it'll be a statement for them. It'll be a statement for the odds that are against them this season, and obviously all the odds that are stacked against them within the DVCHC as being the new kids on the block. In regards to this being their iteration of the second Penn State Berks Blue Lions club ice hockey team. Folks wondering if we have a Justin Strom in the building tonight taking pictures. I'm not quite sure. And yes, I don't have to yell into the phone anymore. I can use a lavalier mic. We also have them for interviews now. So we're going to test them out after the post for a post game with a couple of these guys. Hopefully they can rack up a couple of goals and get a win here. And maybe we get a couple guys hooked up with a mic. Pips. I would never cheat on you guys. You guys are first. You see Leo Johnson assume his favorite position, the net. And he guards it oh so well as he hands off his secondary stick before he goes for stretches. We talked about this lineup before. We know it's Gavin Few. We got Kepley down there, Zima, Strunk, Baker, Leo Johnson, and net, Crawford, and Lentz. A ragtag crew from Penn State Berks. Looking to make a little bit of a statement here tonight and notch their first win of the season. They came very close a couple of times. Had that one at the away game in Kutztown where it was a 2-goal game, 3-1 loss. That was very close to them. And then, of course, the 6-3 shootout style game with the Diplomats at Franklin and Marshall. That was played here, of course, as their first home game. They missed out on the Shippensburg game. That was canceled. They will see the Diplomats one more time before the season over, and I believe, don't hold me, I should be able to cover that game. As you see Crawford taking a couple shots on net here, and of course, I forgot to mention Drill, the man who's standing in the way of it all. I mean, you see that guy get down for shots, get in the way of defense, or get in the way of offensive plays, and just a great setup man. He understands his role. That's very necessary for a team like this, and you've got a robbery in a guy like Frill. The guys that remain on this team at the end of this year, if they all stay, will create a great foundation for this program, as, of course, they're going to definitely have a couple more players at the start of next year. You're going to see a lot of chemistry here today, as Lentz and Baker are going to play a lot of work in the offense. You're also going to see Gavin Pugh. Now, something interesting to know about Gavin Pugh. I know Gavin Pugh does not look like he can turn on those jets, but he can turn on those jets and shield that puck pretty well. And when he does, he has the ability to drive the net, go one-on-one with the goaltender, and slot one home. And in that case, you're going to hear me roar. Leo Johnson will now assume his position in that, and we'll get to some action from him. Leo Johnson faces an average of 50-plus shots a game. My Lord. And this kid, well, save percent, not all the ideal that you would obviously want. Considering the circumstances, I think it's just above a 900, right? And, you know, you wouldn't think that with all the effort and work he's putting in. But yeah, an incredible goaltender watch. A save percent last time I checked about 907. The goals against average stands at about 9.95, but we're going to ignore that statistic and just keep an eye out on that save percent, as that's the glamour and the shine for Leo Johnson here this year. He started every game but one. We got some action from Kepley when Penn State Berks had their matinee with Shippensburg. East Coast Showdown stuff going on there. And the Blue Lions brought their own play to the Showdown with 3 really good played games. Obviously, no victories coming out of it, but you saw them play their hearts out, and that's just really commendable. On the other side, a team that I know somewhat well, their roster has changed since the last time I saw them, funny enough. 2023 was the last time I think I called a game where the Riverhawks were involved. Looks like they definitely have quite a few new numbers from the last time I saw them, and I don't even remember any of the names. That's how bad this is. But one thing that hasn't changed, the coaching staff, and you'll see down there, 2 amazing people that had the privilege to be in 2023, coaching as the bench bosses for this Riverhawks team. It'll be interesting to see what all goes down. I'm also looking for people's thoughts on the new game style. Should I go back to the originals that I was doing beforehand, like the ones that we had during the East Coast Showdown and all the games prior, or do you like this new animated style? I kind of dig it, but I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, honestly, because I just crafted that like last night, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, do I do the classics that we were running at the start of the year, or do we shift our style over to this? So pop a couple of thoughts in the chat here, and I'll definitely go back and take a look at a couple of those. Right. And if I get a good gauge on it, we might be moving over to a new animation style for our game logos. And there's Lentz taking a shot. There's a guy I want to go see get on a breakaway, go down ice, either with Jimmy Baker or solo, and try to challenge the goaltender. We saw him do it in Kutztown so much. Oh my Lord, watching from Massachusetts. I'm partially jealous because I love the seafood in Massachusetts. So I'm kind of jealous, but excited to watch Lentz play as always. Obviously, when I saw the first game, fell in love with a guy like Lentz. All around the ice he goes. He's everywhere and anywhere. He's a real trooper when he plays. And I got to know this roster more. You know, you obviously get to fall in love with all these guys as players. They're just really awesome people, number one. But number two, you just love the way that they play their game. A nice, solid defensive formation. And, you know, with a couple more bodies in the coming years, this group could very well be could be a contender. Now, of course, be headed up by the man in net, Leo Johnson. We got most of this action all started. Hopefully the ice angle is good here tonight. I'm trying to test out the new angles here. This is my first time at power play. Of course, we have center ice action. I'm just going to quick rotate and just see how we get our angles going. But it looks like we're all good. I should be able to get most of, if not all, the action in without it being cut off. Because I know sometimes the boards get cut for me. I think we got the pipe just below. Yeah, so all right, it was good. Coach Steve Rowe will give his final talks to the benches. Jimmy Baker goes around to collect the rest of the pucks, and the Susquehanna Valley Riverhawks are getting their own talks going. We suspect they'll deploy their goaltender number 30. He was deployed last time when they were facing the Golden Wolves, as I was told. Unfortunately, unable to attend the game due to illness, but excited to see this team as you see the first lines kind of take their ways to the blue. 10, 22, it looks like 30 will be our goaltender, and I thought as much. 61. I couldn't quite get the other numbers. We know this crew very well, though. Pugh, Lentz, Strunk, Brill, and Joey Baker. Now we should get festivities going. We do assume that Jimmy Baker is going to be a big staple of the night's play. The keys to the Blue Lions here tonight: score early and don't get overzealous, right? You're a defensive-minded team. Stick to that. Take your opportunities as they come to you. Don't force them. And a shortened coaching bench here tonight for the Blue Lions. Missing a couple of personnel, including Justin Strom and, of course, Coach Sharif. Face-off set to be taken by Kyler Lentz. Lentz to center. Susquehanna able to win the face-off. The Riverhawks pulling back, not trying to drive up too far. Intercepted, though. Lentz gets a hold of the puck. Susquehanna with another quick interception off them. Number 10 going back. It'll be Shrunk to chase the defense. Whoa, shot off of Leo Johnson. That's an early shot there. Jimmy Baker just had it bounce off the skates awkwardly, and I apologize for the gates out in front of us. So some of that action might get cut off here tonight as Gavin Pugh sends that one out of the offensive zone and to about halfway through the center ice. Shot coming on. Leo Johnson save, has to collect it. Whoa, dangerous there. He's up to the task as Kyler Lentz sets up Jimmy Baker. Jimmy Baker has to turn on a dime. He's stuck along the boards. Gets that puck taken right out from under him, has to reset. He's going to lift it right on in. Off the glass it goes. He's going to stall out and let his teammates get a little bit of a breather. As Susquehanna attempts to advance through neutral ice into the offensive zone they go. Trying to get a shot on Leo Johnson, driving across the net. Whoa, Leo Johnson, what a save. Went on a windmill roll there. Nice kick by Gavin Pugh. Some of the stuff I've seen that kid do since I officially started to get to watching him play is incredible. Whoa! A little bit of a roller there. Leo Johnson just got caught off the skates there, but it slipped along the way, and that's going to cash in the first goal there for the Riverhawks. They draw first blood. That parade is led by their own number 25. First blood, 2 minutes, 28 seconds into the game here. Or 1 minute, 28, excuse me. They'll send out a new line. It'll be Crawford, Lentz, Zima, Kepley, and Shrunk. Kepley's going to send that one right on along. Trying to knock it off the stick of a Susquehanna Valley player there. 71 trying to drive the net for another chance. Whoa, Leo Johnson. That was dangerous. A lot of ice getting kicked up around him. His vision was exceptional on that save, though. As Lentz tries to advance the Blue Lions out. Gets caught in between a skate and blows the jet. That's going to spring the Riverhawks there. 25 is going to send that off the backboard. Try to link up a 61 on the outside zone. Shot coming on through. Nice block there. Lentz is going to get it out. And that's shipped to neutral ice. Susquehanna is going to shoot that one right back on in, though, wasting no time trying to pressure them in their own defensive zone. The Riverhawks trying to get the Blue Lions to make a mistake here. They're just going to clear it right out to center ice and force the Riverhawks in their own defensive area. Back with the puck is Shrunk. He's taking care of that one nicely. Kepley wasn't able to get to it in time. Aaron pass. It works out, though, for the Riverhawks as they go around the net. Try to start a fight. Whoa! Squeaked on through Leo Johnson's pads. He did everything he could there. Just couldn't quite pull them together in time. The Riverhawks goal, second goal of the game, clocked in at 2:46. As they'll deploy a new line here. Captained by number 10 at the center. You see Jimmy Baker back out. Baker trying to knock that puck loose. Zima was trying to get a hold of it. Offsides the call. They'll pull these guys back out for another face-off. Baker. And what was a David versus Goliath style face-off there. Leo Johnson shoulders that one to the side. It's Brill. It gets popped off the stick. Nice by Jimmy Baker to get a hold of the interception. And that one sent on out. Nearly Gavin Pugh was sprung again. And he's dangerous on those chances. You saw him in the Kutztown game. He had a couple of those go his way. He couldn't convert them all, but he had a couple of those high chances. Oh, Jimmy Baker gets it deceptively. Shot on net. Tipped out, and the Blue Lions are going to get an offensive zone face-off. A consolation prize for the puck not going in the back of the net, but a nice start for now. They'll send Lentz back out and have Pugh there. A lot of firepower right there if they can keep a hold of the puck and cycle it. The Riverhawks stopping that one at Shocks as they're trying to escape the zone now. They get 2 men out. It's a 3-on-1 back the other way. Brill's going to have a really hard defensive task. Shot wide of the net, though. Brill didn't need to do really much there. That one's back passed over to the Riverhawks. Whoa, trying to cross over. Cleared out. Faked by the efforts of Brill there. As 71 for the Riverhawks. Playing patty cake with his assistant captain there. Trying to drive in as 71. Stuck along the board, trying to convert out. Whoa! That one skid along and almost found the stick of number 9. Could have been a very dangerous shot. And that's going to spring the Blue Lions. The Blue Lions have an on-man rush. A 3-on-1. Shot towards the net. Oh, nearly kept back onto the stick. I think Jimmy Baker was looking for the tap in there. The Riverhawks back. On-man rush. Shot. Whoa, popped the water bottle. Top shelf. And tried to convert there. They did. Fortunately, Riverhawks went right back and 4-17 delivered the third goal against Leo Johnson here. You'll see Leo Johnson as the game goes on start to dial in more and find his game. As that's taken by Strunk. Pugh has to go back and retrieve with Kepley in the offensive zone as they try to get something going. Susquehanna plays keep away for the time being as they make an exit, trying to go through neutral ice into the offensive zone. They drive. Going around, try to center. Nice save. Leo Johnson brought those pads together. Tight seal for him. Shot again. Another tight seal for Leo Johnson. There was no space on that net. That's what we said, right? As he starts to get into games like a little bit more, the first couple of minutes can be kind of shaky, but once he warms himself up in the net, he starts to play really solid. And you start to, scratch your head and say, hold up. This game's 3-0. This game's, whatever. He definitely is a dynamic change into the game as this pass is going just all around, trying to go behind the cage now. The Riverhawks trying to set up a Jimmy Baker-style goal, one that he had at Bloomsburg, very similar. As he's out driving out, say hello to Jimmy Baker and Kepley. Baker rips one on net, goes wide of the cage off a deflected skate. The Blue Lions just trying to keep a hold of that puck. It's Crawford to Kepley. Kepley sends it right back in. That's going to force the Riverhawks to retrieve number 91 on duty. Kepley and Wait trying to stop that pass. They go far side. It'll be Brill's job to retrieve the puck. Evan Brill. Oh, whiffs on it. He has to go back to defensive duty. Nice save by Leo Johnson. Able to cover up there for defenseman Brill when it was one-on-one with the goaltender. Kepley didn't quite able to keep a hold of it. I was trying to drive towards the net area in case it got loose. Shot high towards the glass. That wasn't going on net anytime soon. As it takes a couple of bounces along the way. Errant pass by the Riverhawks. And that's going to get it to the edge of the zone. Not cleared yet, though. Shot on through. And a tip into the back, it looks like. 6-27 from, I want to say that's 25, yes. Looks like 25 might have gotten a tip at some point. It's Kyler Lentz to center. Lentz Back to Brill. Brill chips it along, gets it out. Doesn't quite able to get a hold of it, though. They're in center now. The Riverhawks trying to work back the other way. Losing the puck temporarily. Shot on wide of the net. Trying to center out in front. Leo Johnson. Whoa. This is going to spring Gavin Pugh now. Gavin Pugh can take that puck down. And he's got a mean wrister. Takes it right there. It's behind the cage. He's going to set up for his team there. Almost gets it out to Lentz. Lentz able to keep a hold of it for only a second, though. That's going to spring an on-man rush there. Might get a one-on-one with the goaltender if he moves quick enough. No dice. Leo Johnson gets the pad out and says no. Evan Brill taking a shot at offense here. He's going to shoot that one right on down. And, man, he was going right down Broad Street with that one. The Riverhawks trying to work through neutral ice now off that pass. Nice interception, or nice block to the interception for Kepley. That'll spring Zima only for a second as he loses the puck. It's Kepley from behind the net. Kepley attempting to operate. He's got some time and space to work out of his own defensive zone. He's being pressured now, though. Didn't quite get the pass off in time. And Susquehanna able to get a hold of it. It's their number 5. I think number 5 might be the only number that I remember from this team in 23. Trying to see if I remember any others as they hit the ice, but I know I've had some experience with a couple of these guys as Pugh takes a headfirst tumble into the boards after he blew the Jets, and that's a big guy. All that force. Leo Johnson's going to hold that one down and get Pugh to the bench. They'll send out Jimmy Baker in his stead, and hopefully he's okay. I mean, looked like the jet blew out and he just kind of tumbled into the boards, and, you know, all that power. He's such a big guy. All that power and all that force, that's got to hurt. So hopefully we'll see him back on in a couple of minutes, but he's going to get himself checked out for the time being. Jimmy Baker at center. Going to pull that one back. There you go, Baker. That's a shot. Gloved out of the air. But Jimmy Baker able to set his team up now inside of the zone from a shot that was probably, I want to say, 130 feet away from the net or something like that. Coach Rowe delegating the gents to their positions as they try to keep a hold of the puck. Susquehanna back passing, trying to look for a breakout. It'll be Brill, the solo defender. He's got Crawford back with him now. Both in position, trying to, whoa, Kepley able to intercept. Aaron passing play from both teams on that one. Shot, whoa, no goal. You heard that hit some iron, though. An occasion that Leo Johnson has seen, but, he's seen more than enough shots to have plenty hit iron. Shot stand currently at 11-3 as we're almost halfway through the first period. 10:50 left to go. Trying to center for 71. He looks to turn on a dime, send it back to 10 on a back pass. The Riverhawks trying to set something up, trying to cross over to 5. There's no dice. Trying to center out front. Nice save by Leo Johnson. He's going to pull that one right up into the chest protector and squeeze tight. Taking no chances on rebounds here. For any folks that may have just joined us, score stands at 4-0 in favor of the Riverhawks. Riverhawks jumped out ahead in the first 7 minutes really early against the Blue Lions. Now Jimmy Baker trying to go back and get his team a goal. Takes a shot towards the net. It goes off the netting and now set up another Blue Lions offensive zone faceoff. Jimmy Baker couldn't quite win the faceoff. It got pulled away from him. He had it for a second. Susquehanna's going to chip it out. That's going to spring, looks to be number 43, or no, 13, excuse me. That's another number I recognize from 23, 13. It'll be an icing call that will bring the Blue Lions back in the offensive zone. So there you go. And then I think I might recognize 16 as well. 16, 13, 25, and 9 so far. Numbers I think I recognize from the 23 unit. If they had nameplates, I could probably recognize them a little bit better, but, you know. Shot coming on in. Whoa! There's Pandemonium out in front of the net. That's going to send Susquehanna back the other way. It's Drunken Brill. All alone. Pops the water bottle. 5-0. Time of the tally, 10:05 in the first period. Kyler Lentz now to center. He'll have Strunk and Crawford in the back, Zima and Pugh along the sides, and that's what we were waiting on to see if Gavin Pugh was okay. We know he took a head-first tumble into the side of those boards there, and the impact definitely had a sting. The Blue Lions, it's Lentz who tried to drive back a little bit too quickly, though. Couldn't keep a handle of the puck. Oh, he intercepts it, though. Lentz takes it in himself, gets by one defender. He's got space, time, and room to operate, tries to center out for Zima. Zima trying to get to the puck, just couldn't do it in time. And it'll be Crawford to retrieve in neutral ice. Maybe some offensive setting up going on here for the Blue Lions now. They might be starting to find their offensive game. 98 takes a shot, pulled out of the air by Leo Johnson. He tracked that one down. To center, they will send Strunk, who's going to pull that one back. Looks like try to set it cross pass for a teammate. Brill goes through the legs of Pugh, and it's out of the offensive zone for the Riverhawks. A nice clear there for the Blue Lions. The Blue Lions, though, now have a chance to go on offense here. Zima cycling, trying to get through 3 defenders, sends it right towards the net. The goalie's going to freeze up. That's going to force a face-off. All in all, not a bad decision considering the current standpoint and position that the Riverhawks have here. Up 5-0 in the first. Shot stand at 13-6 in favor of the Riverhawks, of course, with 8:41 left on the clock. Pugh wasn't able to quite find the puck, put right through his legs. I mean, I'd be in the same position. I'd be wondering where that puck went to. Strunk to Pugh. Pugh has control. Going to chip that one along to Zima. Zima couldn't keep a hold. Finds way to Brill. Brill had some fast thinking there to get it out again. Crossed over. Finds way to number 13 for the Riverhawks. 23 Zima trying to get a hold of the puck. A loose puck. Aaron pass there. That's going to spring Brill off for a chase down. Kept by Susquehanna. And might actually be able to get an on-man break here. Couldn't do it in time, though. A defender getting back just in the nick of time for the Riverhawks. Play stuck along the boards. 13 tries to take the puck. Tried to tuck that one in. No room, though. Leo Johnson covered all angle of the net there. There was nothing. That one centered back out. A try for a clear. Over a cross pass. Aaron to shot. Through the legs. Trying to go again. No. Instead, it'll be Jimmy Baker who's going to go cross pass over. Trying to find Strunk. Strunk unable to read. As that will get Baker the puck nearly as Zemo's trying to set up there. Susquehanna. Shot. Nice save by Leo Johnson. He's going to glove that one down and freeze up. Who did I just get join the chat? Player 2 has entered the game. There you go. That's a reference and a half. Now all I need is the Borellis, and I think we have and Sowers. And I think we have the full coaching staff in. Face off. One out there by what looks to be the Blue Lions. They're just going to chip it on out, and not a bad plan altogether considering the current standing. In case you're just joining us, as mentioned before, the score stands at 5-0 in favor of the Riverhawks. As the Riverhawks try to take a shot there, intercepted by Kepley. Kepley had to bat it down, though. Couldn't quite take control. A missed shot there. A whiff. Another whiff. And I don't know what's going on. Although a very disciplined game so far. Something that I wasn't completely expecting to happen. I was expecting obviously to get all pandemonium, but I was expecting at least one penalty by now from either team. Both these teams are very disciplined. Although if I'm remembering my memory correctly, when I saw Susquehanna in 23, they weren't too undisciplined in that time either. So looks like that philosophy has kind of stuck around since. I have to go back to the data and check the other Alvernia game I played against us. Jimmy Baker's loose. Spring the guy, number 28. Rips one. It goes wide of the cage. The puck is loose again. Baker trying to keep a hold. He's pressuring the man all around the net. He's got it in stride. Setting up for Zima. Zima nearly had it. I was so excited. I couldn't even say his name. Riverhawks bat that one down. Out. And they're going to dump and run. I couldn't quite blame them after what just happened there. 13 for 63. 63 for the Riverhawks in the offensive zone. Intercepted, though, thanks to Lentz. Lentz is going to spring himself. He's going to activate Zima. Try to bat at that one. Lentz did. Couldn't get a hold of it. Back goes 63. Shot towards the cage. Leo Johnson's going to kick that one right on out, denying the puck. Here comes Strunk. Strunk has a sharp angle, potentially. He's going to try to go out to Lentz. Send it off a player, unfortunately, and that's going to break up the pass. Zima out to collect and send it back in. He can touch up now, and that'll be an offsides call, as unfortunately the puck exited the zone, and he brought it right back in. 4:27 left in this action-packed first period for one of the teams. As we're now just 15 minutes past 9 o'clock about here. A late game for this crew, both these crews, in fact. I know 8:30 hockey's never ideal. Here comes 91. Shot. Nice save. And another number there that I remember now. I do remember 91. There's a couple there now. Leo Johnson's going to toss that puck to the ref and just let business continue as usual. Nice attempt at a win there. It didn't quite work out entirely. I think they were a little bit too slow to get to it, but nice win at the face-off. There was a shot towards Leo Johnson. There was a nice save. That's going to spring Gavin Pugh. Pugh turns on the engine, takes a shot. Did he pop it through? No, it's a save. Oh, great shot by Pugh. Well, you know, we didn't see Susquehanna at Alvernia in 24, as far as I remember. For 24-25. I know we've seen them 25-26. I was out of commission for that game, of course, so I don't remember 14, actually, funny enough. I do know of 14, though. Whoa, nice to get in the lane there. Leo Johnson was able to cover the net. Trying to get this one backhanded to a player or just knock it loose for someone in blue. And the boys in blue are going out. The Blue Lions try to work through Sunrise. The pass was not Aaron. Just didn't quite know this player was no longer there. Whoa! And a nasty goal there. So wait, who'd you all play then the week that I wasn't available? Was that Bucknell then? Now I'm so confused. Either way, face off there, won by the Riverhawks, now up 6-0 in this first period. It's Crawford trying to knock the puck loose. Sent around the backboards. Over to Crawford again. No man home, though. I think you're right. I think it was Bucknell's. That's an icing call. Because... So let me fact check myself here, actually. I haven't seen Susquehanna since 2023, and I think the last time we saw them was, oh, my memory serves me right. Come on. January, I want to say. He's got the photos. Whoa! Empty net there. Nearly could have slid it home. And the tender gets lucky with that one. Crawford attempting to get it back. It'll have to be Brill to collect. Brill sends it on along. Caught in traffic. Takes a couple of bounces. Chipped on just right before the edge of the offensive zone for the Riverhawks. Over the net it goes. Taking a tumble in was 58. Trying to cross over. Create pandemonium around the net. Chaos creators so far tonight. The Riverhawks have been. Crossing over. 58. Loses the puck. Collected by 10, though, in a quick scramble. Going back. From center. Shot coming in. Nice save off the pads of Leo Johnson. That's going to spring Evan Brill. Brill has a couple of guys back. Takes a shot towards net. Bounces. Jimmy Baker's going to be able to collect this one. It looks like. And no, the Riverhawks get there in time to get ahead of them. Looks like he might have had it. 71 now trying to curl and drag. As he attempts to drive the net. Nice stick moves from him. Fortunately, Susquehanna able to complete it as Kyler Lentz back the other way. He had 3 defenders on him. He's still trying to drive the net there. Lost the puck. It goes behind the net. Backboards play. It's Baker in the way. Baker couldn't quite get able to swipe it there. He was out of place, of course, on that. Strunk got it kicked off him. Over the net it goes. Trying to go for another shot. Leo Johnson was tighter that time. And Leo Johnson escaped a couple of chances off some luck as he's going to glove that one down here now. He's already faced 22 shots in this first period. With just above a minute left to go. Minute 3. Since we don't have the other clock angle to reference at home for you folks. 91. Rips one on net. Nice save, Leo Johnson falling on top. It's a nice glove save. Send Lentz to center. He's backed up by Strunk. Got a couple of teammates on the side, including Crawford and Kepley. And join the attack as well as Zima. That puck is sent on out with under a minute to go. Down to 50 seconds. Icing now. The call. And we'll backtrack here for a couple. Or for another face-off in the defensive zone here. We went there on Sunday. Strunk's going to chip that along the glass out to neutral ice. Now quickly force the Riverhawks back to their own zone. It'll be a temporary as they go right back on offense against the Blue Lions. The Blue Lions have to form it defensively quickly here. And never mind, 13 blows the Jets there. Happens. Trying to drive the net. Everything's going like, oops. Get an edge and Shot wide of the cage there. Leo Johnson escapes that one. He had a couple of defenders out in front of him to help him out, though. So that'll certainly be a big factor, of course, in that play. As time trickles down, we're done with the first period. Just shy of 9:30 by about 10 minutes. We'll quick show off the new fit just before I do this. Hold up. Let's see if I can get this. What do we think? Blue Lions jersey. I kind of dig it. And then I got the mic hooked up now. This is awesome. So we'll rejoin you guys in, let's say, 10 minutes. So then, don't go anywhere. Back for our second period. Hopefully, a couple of goals for the Blue Lions this time around. Second periods have been very good for them. Shot stand at 23-11. Leos seemed to have been warmed up there by the end of that first period. So that is a positive look for this Blue Lions club, of course. Now we'll see if Kyler Lentz and crew can get a goal. He wins the faceoff, sends it right back to Evan Brill. Brill going to chip it along. Nobody home. Instead, Susquehanna making an errant pass. Nearly left it for Lentz. Slick hands there from Kyler Lentz. As they chip that one around the boards, it's Kepley intercepting. Chipped along. Brill. Tried to find Pugh. It's Strunk. Out goes Strunk. Strunk. Try to chip it on along. Kepley. Whoa! Kepley, what a hit! Laying him right out there. You have Pugh going for the puck right after. I want to see more hits like that from you, Kepley. What the heck? Able to get in front of that play there was Strunk. Crossing over. Whoa, what a whiff there. That could have been a dangerous shot. Leo Johnson, though, has some pretty good reflexes. That guy is a flexible goalie. I've seen him go into some splits that I couldn't do. That's going to spring Jimmy Baker and crew. Baker and Lentz. Baker rips one on net. Pulled out of the air there. The heat seeker gets pulled out. But if I had to say it so far tonight, that's the best shot they've had. And if they can replicate a couple more of those, one might just be able to slick by. Q crosses over to Strunk. Strunk sends one towards the cage. Gets blocked. Shot again. Shot on through. Takes a deflection. Whoa! Loose, and they blow it dead early. They blow the play dead before they can accomplish it. Little bit of an errant whistle there. Happens every now and then, but my lord, we almost looked at one goal there. I think the benefactor would have been Lentz, if I'm not mistaken. So much chaos going on in front of there. The boys keep pounding at it. They might just have something here. They look good. They just have to get going early. Pugh was waiting with Baker. And you see the big guy, Pugh. It's Brill all alone. He has a little bit of help from Strunk now, though. Strunk trying to get it on out through a chip. Able to do just that. It's going to clear the offensive zone. Sent on out. That's going to spring Lentz, Pugh, and Baker. It's a 3-on-1. Lentz takes a shot. Deflected. Up high and out of play. It'll go. Offensive faceoff coming for the Blue Lions, but they got a little pep in their step this period. I know we're only 2 minutes through, but it's very noticeable. And, you know, we mentioned at the beginning of the period, second periods have been the Blue Lions' best. As that shot went off the pads and loose, it finds way with Susquehanna players. Brill has to play defense. Brill quickly taking the puck away, trying to link up with somebody. Goes cross pass, trying to find anybody. There was no one along the way. Around the boards, trying to advance to Susquehanna, the Riverhawks. Waiting. In stride they go. Backing out to number 5 on the outside. Going in from behind the net. Linking up. Look for 71. 71. Losing the puck temporarily. It's collected by 25, though. Tries to out front. Leo Johnson falls on that one. Gets his hand tightly around it and freezes it up for a reset upcoming. Leo Johnson seeing up to this point 24, 25 shots. I don't know if the count's behind. Good, how are you? Leo Johnson early on here. Had a couple of his short windfalls, but he looks very warmed up now. And is making saves like the Leo Johnson that I have seen in previous games. That, you know, happens, right? The rest of Thanksgiving needs to be shaken off. And it looks like they've kind of done that. Shot on through, out in front, trying to bat it down. Number 10 does. Doesn't get the shot off, though. It's 5 on the outside, chipping it on in. Cycling the puck and trying to change to attack directions. Whoa! Leo tried to get across and bring 2 pads together to potentially keep it out, and a tip just able to keep it out. He was trying to go with the far pad to kick it away, and waiting was the second player to slot it right through the 5 hole. That'll make it 7-0 here. Almost 4 minutes through the second period. Send Jimmy Baker to center. He's got help from Crawford, Zima, Shrunk, and Kepley. They're stuck along the boards now, but you see Susquehanna trying to escape now. Jimmy Baker try to get loose. No dice. They advance towards the net. Now in the defensive and the offensive zone, Lions are on defense. It's a high alert as this lead's already staggering. Leo Johnson getting across, making an incredible kick-out save. That one sent on in behind the net. Waits Leo Johnson to play the puck. Plays it to Kepley. Kepley has no trouble getting that puck to a teammate. Now they just have to cycle it on out. It's Jimmy Baker to carry the puck on out. Here comes Jimmy Baker. Baker in the offensive zone. He's got room, time, space. Loses the puck along the way. He recollects. Takes a shot towards the cage. Gets blocked. Zima's going around to try to refine that puck. Intercepted by Crawford. Crawford didn't quite get a hold. He had teammate Shrunk in weight. Now it's all but Kepley. Kepley able to make the man miss, lose the puck. And now I'll give enough time for the defense to resurface and reset. Shot on through, off the leg. Goes off the glass, so stay in play and we'll continue on. Leo Johnson got a little bit of help from Kepley there. Cleared on out, sent to neutral ice. The Riverhawks in hot pursuit of another goal here. Batted down by the glove of Leo Johnson. Should consider playing baseball in the spring. Could make a really good catcher. Waiting. Oh, that shot got blocked by Kepley. Action out in front of Leo Johnson. He's got some defenders to help him, and Kepley's going to get this one all the way down ice. Should be an icing call upcoming. And yeah, the pull play 200 feet back the other way. Oh, at least this team can probably catch a little bit of a breather. You see Pugh, Brill, and Baker on the bench. Kepley trying to get that puck loose for one of his own. Finds Crawford. Crawford chips it along. Crawford has Zima home. Trying to get it on out. It's intercepted by 71. That's going to sprint Kyler Lentz if he can skate fast enough. He's outskated by number 10, though, for Susquehanna. Lentz, a little bit too slow to recognize the loose biscuit. That's going to spring Susquehanna the other way. Going cross pass. No! A whiff. Leo Johnson was waiting. Able to get across the time. I think that timing might have been a little bit right for him there to make a save, even if it had. Shot on through. Miss again. That's going to spring Jimmy Baker. Jimmy Baker has a one-on-one with the goaltender. Get that time going. Crashes the net. They don't stop play just yet here. Oh, Jimmy Baker's trapped in the net right now. The net is loose of its moorings. The referee goes to just adjust it. Casually pretends like, yeah, it's not off. We're good. We're all good. Shot on through. And Leo Johnson unable to read the puck there. The score will read 8-0. With 13:25 left. Goal coming in at 6:35 in the second period. Puck drop up coming for Lentz. Lentz pulls it back. That goes to Kepley. Kepley found his man. Brill, Susquehanna intercepts. Susquehanna's going to send that right back on in. Leo Johnson leaves it behind. Strunk goes cross boards to Kepley. Kepley trying to work out. Has no space and room to do it. So have to look for Brill. Brill blows a jet there. Trying to go out in front for a shot. Susquehanna, no dice. It's Kepley holding on to it. Takes a shot. It's blocked. It's 13. I believe this is 13's third or fourth year for my count. I remember him because, we talked after a game in 23 at Susquehanna. I'll get Crawford loose there for a sec. He'll get it to center ice. Neutral zone play going on as Susquehanna temporarily back in their own defensive zone. They're now putting Penn State Berks on defense. Shot. Nice save. Leo Johnson using the shoulder there. That's that one aside. Going cross. It's Kepley to Baker. Baker has space, time, and room. He's being pressured by defensemen, but he's making it work. Trying to drive the net. Gets it popped off his stick there. Intercepted along the way as they try to spring loose. Back the other way they go. Trying to hem the Blue Lions in their own defensive zone. For the time being, it's 91. Driving next shot. Nice save, Leo Johnson. It'll be Jimmy Baker back the other way. Baker lifts that one on through. Batted down, but not saved. Although a Susquehanna player able to get in the way and stop any more offensive push. Trying to drive Matt, leave it behind. No one home, though. It would have been an amazing move had there been a second Riverhawk, but just the one man and wait. Left it behind and trying to go for a Alexei Protas to Brandon Duhaime go like they did at San Jose the other night. It's a nice way to fool a goaltender if you have the coordination in play. Leo Johnson, a point, has now faced 30 shots. Berks has had their own 15. We say the score, thusly the score stands at 8-0 as we are falling just below 11 minutes left to play. Shot on through. Leo Johnson is going to freeze that one up, get a stoppage. Shot on through. Nice save, Leo Johnson. He pushed himself all the way across that net, out in front, and swallowed that puck. My lord. Rips one on through, the Riverhawks do. That was coming from the blue line there. Number 10, trying to link up inside with 5. 5 rips it towards Leo Johnson off the netting. Takes a nice shot. Just Leo Johnson, of course, able to secure the angle. That's what you love to see from him. Face off, won by the Riverhawks. From the blue line, 10 tries to rip one on net. Leo Johnson with a nice save off the pads. Trying to go around the boards. Play it from behind. It's 13. 13. Losing the puck. The Blue Lions trying to get it loose. That one goes to the rafters. And in most rigs I play at, that would end up being my puck, so it would fall to me. But fortunately, this one, not so much. Brill trying to keep a hold. Shot on through. Whoa, Leo Johnson. I mean, the initial save was incredible. just kind of slid on through the secondary. If he was able to get over to that, that would have been save of the night. Fortunately, now it is 9-0. That goal coming 9:58, second period. Jimmy Baker, springs, Lentz, Kyler Lentz. Oh, almost got into that puck. I didn't move my camera, sorry. Shot on through. It goes wide of the cage. Finds 63, though. That finds Lentz. Kyler Lentz. Try to link up with Jimmy Baker. Gavin Pugh's forced to reset play here. He'll go to Brill. Brill. In wait. Pugh. To Lentz. Trying to find Baker. They were going for a tic-tac goal there. Baker, the final man to rip one, just couldn't quite get through the traffic and find him cleanly. Instead, it'll be Strunk to Brill. I believe Strunk was able to get in the way and deflect that pass to Brill. As Brill's just going to kind of leave it and take it back for himself. Gets it off. A call by Lentz to get the puck. That's going to spring Kepley. Kepley to Lentz. Lentz tries to center out in front. Shot on through. Whoa! It's Brill. Brill tries to rip one from the blue line. Might as well call him Blue Line Brill if he gets what I'm referring to him as Blue Line Brill for that one. Because that would have been a spectacular goal if it wasn't blocked. Gavin Pugh. Pugh gets around a couple of defenders. Center shot. Oh, hit the crossbar. '98 has a one-on-one. Leo Johnson beats him to it, though. And in a foot race, you're rarely ever going to beat Leo Johnson if he's got the jump. Crawford sets up, tries to find a man on the inside. There was nobody waiting. Instead, it falls to a Riverhawk. Doesn't matter, though. Re-intercepted. It's going to change the angle, though, now for the Blue Lines. They can reclaim the puck. Instead, it's the Riverhawks back the other way. 3-on-0. Leo Johnson. Crossover. What a save! Leo Johnson coming in clutch. The Riverhawks, after being denied, trying to set something up here. Wary of the outstanding Leo Johnson. Takes another shot. And Leo Johnson able to make the save on that one. Just pull it out of the traffic. As he's just able to cross over in time and make that save. That'll be a highlight reel. That will be a highlight reel for sure. I'll remind myself to look at that one at 77 minutes. That puck's chipped to the behind the net area. The Riverhawks have to get it out. There's some pressure on them for the Blue Lions to get some offensive zone pressure here as Crawford's going to chip that right back in. Wasting no time. Going to send Zima to be the waiting offensive man and potentially take the puck away. Forcing the change of direction. Gavin Pugh, the big guy. I want to see Gavin Pugh potentially lay a hit out because that would be massive. The Riverhawks looking to take a shot. Nice save. Leo Johnson was all down. It was a defensive save, of course, but Leo Johnson was rolling all over trying to get ready for wherever that might go, and he was very quick to get back up. Have to change the angle. Shot coming on through. Leo Johnson, nice save. Drunk not happy with the extra tap by number 9 from the Riverhawks to take a shot after the puck had already been saved. So he gives him a stick tap to remind him, hey, we stopped it. It's Gavin Pugh now at center. We've seen Gavin Pugh shield pucks off of faceoffs before, and he does it there. He just takes it. I mean, he got a pretty long stick. And that's deflected out of play. It's got a good reach. That's a faceoff guy, in my opinion. Looks like they'll send him right back Can he pull one out from 44? Yes, he can. He does it 2 for 2. My God. And, maybe Gavin Pugh is a face-off man as rules become more defined in the coming years as that one crosses net. Passing game from Susquehanna, trying to just keep a hold of the puck now as Crawford was in the way. Crawford's very sneaky. I've seen that guy get in, grab a puck, and go down ice and find a man. Or even just clear it out. So don't underestimate a guy like him. Around the boards, trying to center shot. Nice save, Leo Johnson off the chest protector. Tries to go across again. It's caught in the skates of Crawford. Susquehanna going back to the blue line after reclaiming the puck. It'll be number 58 now trying to get it back to a man. It was Kepley trying to clear. Centered for 44. Intercepted. Chipped on out. Finds way to Pugh. Almost. 91 gets a hold of the puck. The Riverhawks 3-on-2. So on Leo Johnson. Whoa! Got every part of the net but the back. Jimmy Baker, deceptive from behind. And shockingly, we have yet to see a penalty call in this game as that shot goes wide of the net. 4:45 left in the second. These teams are playing very disciplined tonight. 71 in weight, tries to go across net center for somebody after the failed shot attempt. It's cleared on out to center. That's going to spring Jimmy Baker. Can he do it? Try 3. Rips one on net. Just didn't quite have the angle. That was a tight angle hold for number 30. Trying to take a shot on through. Hits the netting. Face-off upcoming in the defensive zone. Susquehanna has the advantage in the department of positioning right now. Looks like Lentz will be face-off man. Pugh will return to the bench. Susquehanna trying to move the puck around the boards. Instead, it's going to go all the way down ice for an icing. As the referee raises his arm up and will temporarily stop play here. Oh, speaking of, Coach Sharif's here. Lentz trying to pull that one back. Nearly intercepted by Jimmy Baker. He was crossing over. The read and timing just a little bit off on the intercept. Instead, it'll be Lentz and Strunk who get a hold of it. Lentz passes it along, try to find Baker. Baker try to get a hold of it again. There was nothing there. Shot on through. Bounced off of Leo Johnson's chest protector. Brill crosses over, trying to find Lentz. There was no dice there. Said it's going to spring a 3-on-3 play there. Oh, all pandemonium as people are going sliding. That's going to spring Jimmy Baker back the other way. Baker has got some room. Shot on through. Whoa! Nearly had their goal there. Shots of, just as a check, 44-17. As we say that along the way, as the Riverhawks go back the other way. 2.5 left to go in the second period. Waiting for a shot is 63. 63 looking to go back to the blue line to 10. 10. He's ripped a couple. He goes back into 63 for time being. Off the backboards. Trying to find a man. Goes back to 10 for the blue line. Rips it. Nice save by Leo Johnson. Springs back, Gavin Pugh. Pugh rips one. high of the cage, but man, that had some power. Could we get a speedometer on that puck? Because, man, that was fast. Leo Johnson leaves it behind. The Jets not able to quite pick it up as Brill has an on-boards collision there. The Riverhawks, number 30, the tender, leaving it for his man there. They're trying to cross some passes over. In neutral territory. The Riverhawks attempt to operate into the offensive zone. As the Blue Lions are trying to hunt down that puck and try to get at least one goal here before the second period is all said and done. Leo Johnson, we could definitely tell he settled into his game a little bit more. Shot towards net, Leo Johnson to save. Only allowing 3 goals this period as we fall puck 11 left in the second period. Past the 10 o'clock hour. At this point, the Capitals will be playing Anaheim in about like 9 minutes, if the indoor clock is correct. Of course, that's a save by Leo Johnson. Of course, no window, so it's hard to tell what time of day it even is. I got here, it was dark, and I'm going to leave here, and it's going to be super dark, as that one is ringed around the boards. Trying to intercept there was Zima. Zima got close, just couldn't quite get complete control. And offsides the call. They're going to blow that play dead. Face-off won by the Riverhawks. They have an angle for entry. 61 has Crawford to get past. Crawford. Leo Johnson denying the attempt with 34.2 left in the second period before we get a 10-minute intermission and return for third period action afterwards. The Blue Lions trying to get out. That puck chipped in along the boards. Finds its way to Strunk. Strunk only had it temporarily. It was actually Zima looking for the puck on the outside. Didn't go for it. Whoa, Leo Johnson in weight on that one. That's kind of rolled on out of the net there like pond hockey. Shot on through. Nice deflection off the skates of Strunk to make a defensive save. Gets it to Leo Johnson with 4 seconds left. The whistle blown a little bit before, but they'll have the clock at 3.9. And that will be the second period. Leo Johnson making the final save. And a big third period necessary if the Blue Lions want to take a win. But I think at this point, they're looking for just a goal or take as many positives out of this game as they can. And they've certainly developed a couple in this second period to look on. One of those, of course, being Leo Johnson. Catch you back in about 10 minutes for the third period action. Thank you so much for tuning in so far. We have some movement at the gates. As Leo Johnson opens the portal. I may have been watching too much Stranger Things this week. As they clear the ice or clamp the ice, Leo Johnson waits at the gates. Crew most likely in tow. But let's talk about Leo Johnson. Obviously, the GAA is nothing pretty, but 39 of 48 shots saved going into the third period is not the bad statistic at all. After allowing 6 in the first, he held the Riverhawks just 3 in the second. That's I like to see that. I like to see that type of improvement from first, second period. We see that a lot with Leo Johnson. That really just, ensures the confidence that you have in a goaltender like that he's going to be between the pipes. He's going to be able to hold out. But he awaits his entrance to the ice now. As the coaching staff gets out to the bench, you'll see Coach Rowe out there right now. Still looking out for our equipment manager. I'm sure General Manager Ken Green will be somewhere lurking in the background as always. If we have a stoppage and he's kind of lurking, I might just get like a Ken Green cam going. That'd be fun. But waiting on the rest of the crew, and here they come. Lentz, Baker, Kepley, Zima, Strunk, Brill, Crawford, Baker, all back and ready for action, as well as Pugh. And we were somewhat worried that when Pugh took the tumble into the boards, but he looks fine. Coach Sharif giving the last words to the crew before he hits the bench as the equipment manager talks with Pugh, getting the last of the things sorted out. We'll see the Riverhawks take to the ice not long after as their coaching staff makes the long walk around the rink. Moments away from what is the third and final period. Afterwards, we're going to do something a little bit different. I think I have an interview tonight, which is going to be good. So I can break in the second mic and we can see how that works. And then we'll close our game downstairs. So at the end, make sure not to go anywhere too quickly on me. Oh, I know it's very late, so I do completely understand. But watch it back tomorrow. It's always a joy talking to players and coaches. They have such insightful things to say all the time. And, to really just be able to hear the mentality, get the perspective, it's truly amazing. So we'll be looking for that after the game. At this point, this crew probably just hoping to get at least one goal to walk out of the building with. And, well, they did in Bloomsburg off a nice Jimmy Baker one. We'll see if they can have a couple heroes here tonight, maybe. It's 20 minutes on the clock. And they should be hitting the ice any second now. Yep, there you go. Refs attaching the nets to their moorings. That's what we need. That's a signal. I think on the other side we have Susquehanna, so you'll see them kind of flood onto that side of the ice. There you go. They're locked in now. Here comes Leo Johnson, the man who saved 39 of 48 tonight. 39 48. Hold up. Yep, 39 of 48. And of course, you see number 28 there, Jimmy Baker, who's been putting up a couple of solo chances. Hasn't been able to quite break through yet, but we're hoping that changes this period. Gavin Pugh, who has been an impact player just on offense this game, trying to do anything he can to spark something for his group. And then, of course, you see, excuse me as I adjust my mic. I'm sorry. Here we go. See Evan Brill, who has been a defensive stoic here tonight. We're looking on Lentz as well now. He's had a couple of good chances. Well, ultimately looking for the Zima Strunk duo to set up someone. Unfortunately, they will not start out. It'll be Strunk and Brill, Crawford, Lentz, and Pugh. Pugh has the puck. Chips it on a lawn and wait for Crawford. Crawford not able to keep a hold. So instead, they'll send to number 5 for the Riverhawks. From behind the net, it's Evan Brill. Brill, number 2, the defenseman for the Blue Lions, trying to push aside some of the Riverhawks. Leo Johnson forced to make an early save here. He's just going to glove that one right up. Face off there, won by Crawford, intercepted. And that puck is taking a whole slew of bounces. Lentz able to collect it. Finds way to Crawford. Crawford to Lentz. Back to Pugh. Not even through passing, just through going off of other players' sticks. It's a 3-on-2. Rips one that deflects. Susquehanna does. And that one's going to track back. You see the Blue Lions kind of peel off as Strunk now has the puck. He's going to advance to neutral ice in the offensive zone. Sends one towards the net. Picked up by number 30. And starting to see a little fatigue from these squads. I don't blame either of them. It's almost 11. As the Blue Lions try to set something up in the offensive zone. It's going to backtrack Brill, who's going to have to go back and collect. Leo Johnson's hand comes up for an icing. No changes for Susquehanna. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem, though, as Susquehanna has had their line out there for not too long, just a couple of minutes. And, of course, we're a minute and a half, a minute 28, technically, through this third period so far. So the icing may catch the fatigued Riverhawks, but I don't think it'll have too much of an effect. Gavin Pugh tried to reach with the lawn stick. You saw how close he got. I want to know what the twig size is. Brill chasing back. It's Evan Brill. Brill chips that one along off the skates of 16. He didn't really have much of another option. He could have waited or skated out, but obviously 3 Riverhawk players just waiting for an offensive takeover. as that one sent across the body of Zima. Behind the net it goes, finds its way to Brill. Evan Brill. Brill chips it along. Brill to Jimmy Baker. Baker tried to find Pugh. Instead, he found a Riverhawk. It's in for the Riverhawks, chipped by Zima. Zima gets a hold of the puck there for a sec. Gavin Pugh tried to lay one out across the boards there. He tried to plaster the captain for the Riverhawks there for a second. Peeled off of it and nearly won the puck as they're going to clear the neutral ice and just allow the Riverhawks to come back the other way. To 22. Shot coming in off the body and across. Crossing over. Chipped to 22 for the Riverhawks. Getting ready. Across they go. No good read, though. The players were distracted for the Riverhawks, so the reinforcements were unable to pick up the puck. 71 on the blue line. Blue line getting ready. Robbed out from under him, and behind the net it goes to a safer position so the Blue Lions can contain offense. Each team has developed one shot this period, and here comes Evan Brill. Can Brill be the hero for the first goal? No, Zima's going to collect that one almost, though. I would love to see Brill just pile on the net. Trying to set out front. Nice save from the defense there. I think that went off of Evan Brill. May have went off Crawford too, but either way. Crossing over. Trying to go from behind the net. Back it goes. Oh! Sniped the angle there. It was very thin space, and Leo Johnson just not able to get over in time. The defenders were all peeled off trying to defend that one side, and of course on the 50th shot, the Riverhawks finally able to convert the 10th goal here. Just as we fall below the 4-minute mark, 4:01 into the period. And it looks like they're going to have to quick fix some clock issues. Are we moving to a running clock? I don't know. Either way. Face off, won by the Blue Lions. Quickly given back to the Riverhawks, though. Chipped on a lawn. It's Leo Johnson. He's forced to play the puck. He's going to set it along the glass to get back to his perch as he overlooks the ice. It's Lentz. Kyler Lentz trying to get on through. The Riverhawks back in possession. Shrunk. Try to leave it for Crawford to potentially go out and get or interception. But Zima able to leave it. Lentz working from the blue line. Lentz goes through the legs of a couple players. Rips one on net. Off the glass it goes. Trying to center it out in front. Zima's in wait. The Riverhawks able to escape with the puck as Kepley is the man back. It'll be Zima to Lentz. Lentz touched up very shyly there. I'm unsure if he was kind of timid about offsides. As the Riverhawks now trying for something. Shot across net. Leo Johnson. And the deflection shot on through makes a nice easy save on the 51st shot faced by him. I think I appreciate how incredible this guy's been tonight. 41 saves on 51 shots. I mean, with, of course, they're playing a night game as well, and he's been awesome. So all the chances from these players as Kepley gets a nice block shot there around the boards, finds its way to the Riverhawks crew. Crossing over, Leo Johnson and wait. Shot it wide and high of the net, and it's just going to self-clear down the pond 200 feet. Selected by 10 for the Riverhawks. The Riverhawks moving through center. They have blue lines around them. The blue line's not applying much pressure. Choosing to remain in a defensive formation here, and just wait for an opportunity to spring. And Strunk gets that. He's going to try to chip it to Pugh. It gets past Pugh and sent right back in. Kepley able to bring it down. Kepley would normally play goalie, as that's his listed position on the roster, but he's playing forward this year. Kepley has had one spirited act. Whoa, nice save by Leo Johnson. Leo Johnson has had one break when Kepley came in play against Shippensburg. Day 2 of the East Coast Showdown. Leo Johnson played back up to him that day and did not come out as a forward. I was actually very curious about that. I walked in with my co-commentator that day. Susquehanna wins the faceoff, and Zima tried to get to it. It's a neutral ice, but I walked in with my co-commentator that day, and I'm like, oh yeah, Leo Johnson then. Wait, no, that's 40. That's Jacob Kepley. Where's this guy coming from? Awesome to see him get some net time, and we saw the end of the game, unfortunately, so we get to see the full action that day, but I'm a big goalie fan, so much love to goalies as that shot went wide. Out goes Jimmy Baker. Baker through center, enters the offensive zone, gets stuck out as the puck got tipped off his stick. 2-6 team together to cancel that one out. Shot across the net and collected again by Baker. Baker to Pugh. Pugh's going to carry that one with the big body. Pugh loses the puck along the way. One step, little bit of an errand there. Otherwise, near perfect play by Pugh. That goes off the pads of Leo Johnson. Able to pull them together. As play is caught along the boards. In comes the Riverhawks, 61-98. Shot on net. Leo Johnson 6 it aside. Goes behind the backboards. Finds way to 63. 63. Tries to take a shot. Intercepted by Jimmy Baker. Baker. Over to Lentz. Lentz. Crossing over. Robbed Lentz was. And Lentz and Baker kind of got crossed up there too. Back come the Riverhawks. Shot. Whoa. What a shot. Mark goal number 11 down for the Riverhawks at 9:27, I want to say, third period. I don't know. I guess it's a running clock. Kepley gets it on through. Tries to find Crawford. Zima with the puck. Play is still caught alongside the boards. Able to knock him off. Leo Johnson gets that puck away from the net. Shot wide of the cage. Leo Johnson gloves it down and freezes it up. The clock will continue running. Face off. Taken by Lentz. Sends it off to the side for Brill. Brill's going to spring himself loose there. Got the puck knocked off his stick. Takes a couple of stick flashes there, and the puck's finally loose again for Brill. Brill had to make a quick decision. He got it past the Susquehanna player. Tried to cross over for Zima. Zima didn't engage and chase the puck down there. So it falls to the stick of a Riverhawk again. Zima back with the puck. Zima chips it on out. As he tries to go into the offensive zone, gets stalled out. And the Riverhawks come away with the puck was there. Taking it slowly down. 8:50 left in the third period. Gavin Pugh. Pugh back paddles. Finds Zima. A Riverhawk got there before Zima could. Zima crossing over. Finds Lentz. Lentz. Some hot feet there with those skates. Back go the Riverhawks. It is a 3-on-1 and not the kind that the Riverhawks want. Instead, Gavin Pugh will come away after Leo Johnson makes his 58th save. Or, excuse me, not 58th save. 48th save in the game, I believe it's like 47th, 48th. While I'm doing my quick math here. Q around the boards. Passes that one along. Doesn't get to a blue lion, so it'll be the Riverhawks in possession. The Riverhawks trying to get a 12th goal here. Walks the blue line there. Kepley to play the puck. Jacob Kepley chips that one way down, trying to set up Jimmy Baker and play blown dead. High sticking, I want to say. As the refs bring on back, I want to say it was a high stick call, but I don't know. I've never had a game where I actually haven't seen anybody go to the box. Could this be the very first game where there's not quite the shutout of goaltenders, but the shutout of penalties that I see as Strunk goes back the other way. Strunk falls down, cutting off the passing lane. It didn't look like 13 wanted to pass. He took the shot instead, and Leo Johnson's just going to glove that one up. I should ask you, he's preparing for baseball season. Put him behind the home plate. Nice save there. Leo Johnson will just kind of collect that one up. Puts it between the pads and the catching it there, the glove. As we fall just shy of 6 minutes left to play. 91 rips one and pops the water bottle. Goal number 12 at 6:05. So 13:55 in the third period there. Jimmy Baker takes a shot, goes off the player. He has the puck still. Jimmy Baker turns on a dime, trying to take a shot toward the net. Whoa! A couple of bounces in the net. And that creates some chaotic action. They'll send Evan Brill out to join the play. Shots in the game, 60-19. Susquehanna tripling up. Not an uncommon occurrence, all things considering. Brill was sliding across the net to stop any offensive shots. As Jimmy Baker works in stride with Strunk. Strunk had the puck brought out just a little bit too far ahead of him. He couldn't quite protect it. 91 to the net. Try drive over. Nice save, Leo Johnson. He's going to deny this Riverhawks. Takes another shot high of the cage. Trying to go again. Denies them again. Leo Johnson does. And it'll be Zima. Zima waits. Zima lost the puck there for a second. Nice save, Leo Johnson. A commanding one at that. He pulls that out of the air. With 4 minutes left in the third period. The only thing left to essentially be decided is number 30 on the other half of the ice. Will the shutout be maintained here tonight? The Blue Lions spoiled one in Bloomsburg. Can they spoil one here? Whoa, Gavin Pugh. That's going to be a penalty call if I ever saw it. As soon as they touch up. And that should stop. I guess don't stop the clock. I would assume that a penalty call would stop the clock, but yeah, they stopped. Okay, I'm about to say. And now the Blue Lions go up a man, and this is a place where they can operate. I suspect Lentz, Pugh, and Baker will be out there. Yes, Strunk and Brill will be playing the Blue Liners for tonight. First and probably what will end up being the only power play we see. That one goes on out. The Riverhawks trying to go for a shorthanded attempt here. Leo Johnson stops as he is. Nice save. Saves it again. Leo Johnson. What are we doing tonight, buddy? Jimmy Baker. I'll have to do it then. Shot on net. Oh, it hit the post. There it is. We have shot 67, 6-7. Shot towards the net again. Nice save, Leo Johnson. Minute 9 left on the man advantage for the Blue Lions. The Blue Lions need to get down ice for some offensive pressure. Shot towards the net. High of the cage. Trying to turn that one around. Leo Johnson comes out to play it. He's going to send that one around the boards. Finds Kyler Lentz. A little bit too far, so had to go to Jimmy Baker. Jimmy Baker couldn't get to it in time, though. Lentz pressuring. That's one's going to go on through. Crawford. I don't blame you, Crawford. I would have gotten out of the way, too. I would have moved aside. I'm not letting that puck hit my face. Crawford from behind the net now attempting to operate for the Blue Lions. They have just 24 seconds left on the power play. Aaron pass as 58 possesses for the Riverhawks. Entering the offensive zone around the boards to 61 with 1:50 left to go here. Behind the net to Jimmy Baker. Jimmy Baker. He goes down ice. Jimmy Baker trying to drive the net here. Goes a little bit too high. A good shot nonetheless with a puck and a half left. As we approach the 11 o'clock hour quick. It's 10:41. Around the boards to 58. Strunk in pursuit. Clears it down. 1 minute left, essentially. It's puck 6. Crawford forces Susquehanna behind the net. Kepley along the side. Back they go. Brill trying to get a hold of it. There Brill goes. Going to try to spring Zima potentially here. Zima's a cross pass away. Brill takes a shot on net. It's still loose. Collected by Susquehanna with 39 seconds left.
You got to submit on the 6-7 at the end of the game.
Number 13 now taking it down ice. It is Jimmy Baker trying to roll the puck around a couple of defenders there. Just couldn't quite do it. Although he's keeping Susquehanna hemmed in off an errant play. Around the boards they go. Susquehanna for one last chance potentially with 6 seconds. Brill intercepts. And that should do it. As the buzzer sounds, Leo Johnson saved 50-some shots of 67 there. 67. And as the clock strikes 0-0, the Blue Lions will head home tonight without a goal in the game. We saw some nice play from them here and there. Leo Johnson found his game between that second and third period, which is really awesome. Jimmy Baker at the very end there was peppering chance after chance. Gavin Pugh was the early offensive maker there. Obviously, no goals coming in, but you could really see the efforts there. Lentz as well, and you saw Zima just constantly trying to set up a man. We'll go down and hopefully have a coach's interview, so don't run anywhere, or a player interview, I should say. Don't run anywhere, and if not, you'll get my goodbye greeting as always. I think this is very. Darn, we'll be right back. I promise. That's all for tonight's action. Remember, wherever you're watching, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And thank you so much for joining me for the final broadcast of 2025. Thank you, Penn State Berks, for having me do this. And have a happy holidays, folks. Thank you so much for everything this semester and all that you've done contributing to the Frozen Puck. I apologize for not having the game interview, but I think everyone's a bit tired. It's 11 o'clock already. So thank you so much, and good morning, good afternoon, good night.